V12 engine, which is a 12-cylinder engine with 6 cylinders on each side of the V-shaped engine block, has always had a special place in the hearts of car enthusiasts. Its unique sound, smooth operation, and almost unlimited performance potential make it the perfect performance engine. In the early days of the U.S. auto industry, the V12 engine was generally available in expensive and exclusive automobiles. Lincoln was the last American auto brand to offer customers a V12 engine. This was the 1948 model year. Fast forward to the 1970s, when the V12 engine received a noticeable resurgence in availability and popularity in European high-performance cars. Here are the 3 best V12 powered cars of the 1970s decade. Number 3. Jaguar XJS. The Jaguar XKE was a genuine 2-seat sports car, also referred to as the Jaguar E-Type, and with its great looks and performance, it had a tremendous impact on the 2-seat sports car market when it was first released for the 1961 model year. However, Jaguar decided, for the last iteration of the XKE, to transition it to a 2+2 sports car and give it a V12 engine, which replaced the straight 6-cylinder engine of the original 2-seat XKE. The problem was, Jaguar took a beautiful 2-seat sports car and stretched its length to make it a 2+2 sports car, which was a transformation that ruined the XKE's perfect proportions. That's where its successor came into the picture. The 1976 Jaguar XJS was designed from the beginning to be a 2+2 sports car that was a true luxury grand touring car. It had plenty of power under the hood and good handling, but it had a very comfortable interior with the best luxury appointments the 1970s had to offer. The Jaguar XJS's styling was more conventional than the XKE, but it still was very modern, distinctive, and attractive. Its exterior styling remained virtually unchanged until the end of the 1996 model year. The XJS's production longevity proved it was a very successful car. It had a fuel-injected V12 under the hood, but starting in the 1980s, a straight 6-cylinder engine was also available. The XJS's 5.3-liter V12 made it one of the more powerful performance-oriented cars of its era. Jaguar claimed, when the XJS debuted for the 1976 model year, a top speed of 150 miles per hour. In the early 1990s, the 5.3-liter V12 would increase in displacement to 6.0 liters. The advantage of the XJS over the other V12-powered cars in this list is today the prices of the 1970s decade XJS's are still very reasonable. Number 2. Ferrari Daytona. There have been a lot of legendary Ferraris produced since 1947. But there's just something so special about the 1968 to 1973 Ferrari Daytona, which was a 2-seat sports car. Even though the Daytona was designed in the 1960s, its styling was beautifully sculpted and designed by Pininfarina, an Italian design company. This included not just the exterior, but also the interior, which was also a work of art that had a beautiful design and flow. The interior's overall design would be used by Ferrari in some of its future models for the next 2 decades. The Daytona had great handling and braking for its day, due to its well-tuned 4-wheel independent suspension and 4-wheel disc brakes. The Daytona was available in 2 body styles, the GTB4 Berlinetta, which was the 2-door fastback coupe, and the GTS4 Spider, which was the 2-door convertible. The Daytona Spider was more rare, only 122 total were produced versus the total 1,284 Daytona Berlinettas produced. Powering the Daytona was Ferrari's legendary 4.4-liter dual overhead cam V12. Acceleration was lightning fast, with 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.4 seconds, and the Daytona's top speed was a phenomenal 174 miles per hour. The Ferrari Daytona is currently in high demand on the classic car market. Average Berlinetta prices are a little over $500,000, while Spider prices are just over $2 million. Number 1. Lamborghini Countach. The Lamborghini Countach didn't just have a big impact on the sports car market worldwide, it completely changed it. After the Countach's debut, nothing would ever be the same again in the two-seat sports car segment. After the introduction of the Countach, it was a given that the world's best sports cars had to be mid-engine with a longitudinal engine layout, just like the Countach. Even today, this is still the case. The Countach's exterior styling was at least 20 years ahead of its time. Even today, the Countach's exterior styling looks just as modern as the styling of any of the late model mid-engine two-seat super performance sports cars. 1974 was the first model year in a long Countach production run, which ended at the close of the 1990 model year. The Countach, for its first iteration, which was its first few model years, was known as the Countach LP400. The first Countach with spoilers and fender flares was the Countach LP400S, which debuted in the late 1970s. The heart of the Countach in the 1970s was a dual overhead cam 4.0-liter V12, which gave the Countach a top speed of around 179 miles per hour, which made it the fastest production car in the world at the time. The Countach would become one of the most well-known and favored cars of the 1980s, which never would have happened had it not been for the introduction of the 1974 Countach. Thank you so much for your support of this channel. Please subscribe, since your support is the reason this channel is a success. And please make sure to click on the bell icon so that you never miss a new video release.